Okay, so this is part 2, looking at McGrath and McConnell, or McConnell and McGrath. I want to look more deeply because McConnell keeps coming up with, honestly, problems, I think, with his election campaign. There's something I think that might end up getting looked at. I hope. Let's just take a look here. Does Mitch McConnell end up losing this election and having to leave office? Let's look at it this way. Will Mitch McConnell have to leave office? Will he end up losing this election and having to leave the office of Kentucky that he's had? Will he lose the seat of Kentucky? How will he be feeling after this election? Reverse strength. Again, I don't usually tend to read reverse cards, but this deck has kind of, I'm just shuffling it as I found it. Sometimes I'll go through and I'll write up all the cards so that, because I just think that I don't have to read reverse cards. There's 78 cards in the deck. I don't need to have them upside down too. But sometimes it's good just to take them as they come. Reverse strength, Queen of Bottles, Queen of Cups. I feel like this is him emotionally. And I don't, I don't see him being able to get his way. I don't see him being able to control what he wanted to. There's also an aspect, again, I think, with an issue with drinking with him is also going to be the way. Ace of Knives, it's something that becomes clear. And 5 of cigarettes. Yuck. It just looks to me like he does not. That he doesn't have the control, that he loses the control. And these are wands, so I think there will be definitely some sort of dispute over results. And there's a need for clarification, because I believe that his behavior, what he's been getting up to, definitely might trigger something. Or somebody that's helped him, you know. And I feel like it, again, could be very much neck and neck. But the end result is him, I think, not winning. and remaining in a situation of just wanting to dispute it. He does not maintain the seat. And he's going to act like a whiny bitch about it. Six of Knives. Oh, the devil. I see him sinking into, the corruption. Man is so corrupt. I think the drinking problem is probably the last of his worries really, at the end of the day, as far as unpleasant things about Mitch. He's used I think it's showing how he's used corruption, and we know this, but perhaps it will be coming out, to try to win, to rig the effect of the election. Yeah, I feel like something dirty on him and how he goes about things, and particularly that election, perhaps, people involved in it, it's just muddy. It's just dirty. And this is him, the King of Bottles. And the Magician reversed. I don't think he's going to be able to get up to, and what he wanted to do. I think it's going to be shown that he's manipulated, that he's improperly acted, and tried to do things, but it's just not going to manifest. It's just not going to come through. It's just not going to work out for him. This is, to me, him trying to use corrupt means in order to keep and hold what he has. I feel like this shows him up for being a liar, for being deceitful, for being somebody that actively interferes. We know that. I mean, but it shows the corruption next to it. And he does not maintain control. And so he starts having to fight, actually really fight, and put up a fuss about this. Reverse 10 of, he gets the reversed 10 of Cups, or the reversed 10 of Bottles. And interestingly enough, this shows to me, it looks like upright, it looks like a bowling ball going to hit a strike, but it's reversed. He misses. He misses. He gutter balls this election. He does not maintain the help he needs some way to keep hold of it. Because he's just clearly, just as bold as can be, his corruption and his abuse of power. And that he's full of dirty tricks, but he's just not going to pull it off. Trying to see if anyway, it's just not gonna work. you know, it's over. I just don't see it working out for him. But I think he's going to draw it out. It's going to be contested. I think he's just going to continue to try to push his dirty tricks in order to win, but he's going to meet a hell of a lot of resistance that he didn't have before in prior elections. And this time, I think it lands him on his butt. He does not succeed in manipulating. It's something gets blocked. So, okay. Interesting sometimes to use a different deck. I did try to use this earlier and I just wasn't feeling it, but sometimes I think the subject and the cards line up. So let's look and see. Does Mitch McConnell end up under investigation? Does Mitch McConnell end up under investigation? Does old Pisces, greedy, Taurus-y, and that's no disrespect to other Pisces who are not like this, and other people that have Taurus in their charts that are not greedy like this. But this guy is a baby, and he is... Oh, but we'll get into him. I just feel like being a bit mean to him today. But I wanna just see the truth too. Okay. So let's look at Mitch. Does he go under investigation? Will Mitch be going under investigation after the election? Will Mitch McConnell go under investigation after the election? The World. I would say it would be a yes card. The Devil. To me, it's an end of a cycle of corruption. So he will end up undergoing investigation, I believe. Quick answer. The Fool and Judgment. Yes, I think he will. And I think he will be condemned appropriately for his past behavior. That he was careless and reckless. And out for himself. What I'm getting a message again to tell you that it's a new era, and this stuff it's about bringing people to account. It's about consequences and holding people to account that abuse power, especially systematically. And his corruption is going to be getting checkmated. It's going to reach its end. These are all, what's interesting that I pulled are all major arcana cards. The World, the Devil, the Fool, Judgment. His journey is over. It's been corrupt from start to finish. You have the first card of the journey with the tarot of the Fool, and you have the very last card in his major arcana answer here. So you have that he's done. This is over with, and he will be judged for his corruption. He will have to leave. This is abandonment. And, you know, he has plenty of Nine of Pills. So he's going to have to leave because there's money. This is an issue about a lot of money. It takes me a minute because I'm thinking, okay, Nine of Pentacles, and I'm thinking, okay, well, that's independent wealth, that's doing well for oneself. But he's going to have to abandon this. This is being abandoned. This wealth, he's having to leave it. And this, to me, is I think his finances being looked at. Oh yeah, and there's going to be regret. It's going to there's loss. There's it's not a good thing for him. He will lose things that matter to him. Reversed Nine of, this means no more. I think this is like, this card typically is the merchant, the greedy merchant, or the generous merchant if it's a positively aspected side. But this is reversed. And as you see, even just the depiction of all these bottles pouring into one, to me this is with regard to I think the finance aspect. These are different branches, I think, that he's used to like siphon off at the end of the day all into his own bottle. That's no more. That having all this extra is no more. I still think that they have a ridiculous amount of money anyway, because Elaine, the Lovers reversed. Well, the partnerships aren't there anymore. The partnerships are over. Soured. There's I just don't think they're able to carry on. Reversed Eight of Cigarettes. Ooh. Seven of Bottles. Eight of Wands. Reversed. There's a block. And they catch something. I feel like, yeah, I feel like he's going to be definitely investigated. Yeah, there's just going to be information that comes out with him. So, he's done. McConnell doesn't realize how done he is, because he will end up, after the election, being investigated. And it's the end for him. It's done. His journey is finished. Okay, now, let's just see if, and I'm looking, I'm going to use a different deck this time. And it's going to be on Amy McGrath. So I want to see if Amy McGrath will end up being governor of Kentucky, or senator. Does Amy McGrath end up taking Kentucky's seat from McConnell? Does she end up winning Kentucky? Amy McGrath, does she end up being the new Senate? Will she hold that? After this election, will McGrath be in office? After this election, will Amy McGrath be in office? Who will be holding that office? There's a change. There's a change. Wheel of Fortune. 9 of Pentacles. An independently minded person. People, this could indicate the people are tired. And also the universe is tired. He did get all of those major arcana cards, right? There's a change. And I think there is Judgment and the Star. I think she will get it, because I think he's going to be looked at and she's going to be looked at, and this is a time I'm getting also where what you've done and how you've been living, and in particularly with leadership, people who are seeking to have these positions of power, they're going to find themselves being checked, so to speak, around the world. But in as far as McGrath is concerned, and her and McConnell, I feel like she will get it. There's a change, she comes in. And it's a big deal. Yes, she will get it. 6 of Wands. But there is some things that we don't and haven't seen yet that will come out. I think to do with especially with, I think, the investment into Russia, into the foreign interest there. I think she's going to go after that in her state, because I think McConnell has brought them in. Russian money, Russian. There's been, it's like there was a business or something that was expected, and there is regret. And there's a fight that's on. She will fight. She will fight. And I think it has to do with the Russian influence that was brought in. And she will also, she's not going to just capitulate that office. And I see her winning. I see her fighting and winning. 5 of Wands, long story short, in the Sun. But there is a delay. Has to do with, I think, the campaign funds and that kind of thing. There's a female that might cause a problem. And I tend to think it's through McConnell. But I think McGrath will end up, after the election, holding office. And I think she will actually be looking into play a big part in whatever McConnell, all that dirt, because I did get the world, remember, and I got the devil, the end of his corruption, and judgment, or the fool in judgment, and he's done. Will McConnell go to prison? Will McConnell end up in prison? Will Mitch McConnell end up going to prison? I'm getting a feeling he very well could. Let's just look. Mitch McConnell. I mean, he should. But let's just see what the card's going to say. Does McConnell end up going to prison? I think he could. But I think beforehand will be them going over his financial and business footsteps. You know, they're going to be looking over him, and he has to wait. He's not happy. He's not free to get up and leave, in my opinion, because I do feel like something's being analyzed. He's not happy with the likely outcome. This is, I think, his wife, who is an Aries, Elaine Chow, fighting. She could also be embattled, or I'm sure would be trying to help him. I think he does. The Hanged Man often for me can be incarceration. You know, like this person's being housed. They are not free to come and go. They are really delayed. But I think more things come out and heat up with regard to him. She's going, I think they're going to try to confuse and gaslight, and I think this also shows that there was a problem with, I think, also drinking as well. Is he a raging alcoholic? But I think that also any of the attempt to obscure things or make things confused will be cleared away. His corrupt partnerships come into light. So, yes. I do think he goes. And I don't know, there's something about his wife. She might do something unexpected. Something with trying to help, but with, I don't know, man, I feel like it's manipulative. But there's a juggling back and forth. Quid pro quo is what I get. Trump. A lot of money with Trump. Gravy train. But it's done. It's over with. It's done. There's no more juice in the cart. Over. Yeah. It comes to an end. And again, that Queen of Pentacles. There's something that she's done that's false, that's, I think, fraudulent. Or she finds it's fraudulent. Yeah, deception like what I was getting before. You know, it's just not good for Mitch after the, you know, election. So he's, don't worry. I think he's definitely going to be held to account, and it's going to reveal stuff that we didn't know. A lot of stuff. Very murky, very dirty, very, very, very corrupt man. And so anyway, I'm going to say that there will be some kind of delay with this election between McGrath and him. I think that it will have to be, it's going to be one of those that there's going to be a fine-tooth comb going over some things, and I think he's going to end up in trouble. I just don't see him maintaining that seat. I don't see him being able to. I'm shown that for him, it's over. That's going to be a real shock to him. But, you know, this lifestyle, and it's not just going to be him, it's all these people that have lived like this. Many of them, you know, they're just going to be experiencing a call on the carpet, it looks like. I can't believe that he got 4 or 5 major arcana cards right there to either. So if there's something very big going to happen with regard to him. The universe has set something special out for Mitch, because he's so out of control with his corruption. So I am going to say that I think that McGrath will end up in that seat, but it will be a contested issue, and he's going to try to really dig his heels in, but he's going to be in trouble. And it's his undoing. By the time that the election is over, after the election, it looks like he's under investigation. So that's my reading on the turtle, McConnell, Moscow Mitch.